This, I think, is the most powerful built-in ship, at least according to what I've read. And this is my missiles only. Only one mode of attack, no modes of defense, just armor and missiles. All right, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Cosmoteer. Last time we finished Bounty Hunter mode, but this time we're going back into creative mode because I want to try out some more extremes. We've tried tons of ion beams. We've tried tons of thrusters. This time, I think it would be really epic looking and visually appealing to try tons of missiles. Like literally a ship made just only missiles on it, just all over the place. Now, the way I want to do this is I actually want to put it up against the most powerful ship, cost for cost. Meaning whatever the most powerful ship costs, that's going to be my my cost limit for how many missiles I can put on it. And I've tried to figure out what is the best ship in Cosmoteer, and I've gotten mixed results. Some people are saying the Crescent Wraith, other people are saying the Beast, and I figured there's one way to settle this. Let's start off by having the Crescent Wraith go off against the Beast and see who wins. So I'm actually just going to set them both to Barbarian, but first I'm actually going to have them separate from each other just a little bit here. Crescent Wraith is a Barbarian. The Beast is a Barbarian. We're going to put it down to 1x speed for now and see what happens. All right, here we go. Apparently, they don't really care about each other. Well, after if we move them a little bit closer, maybe they don't see each other yet. Maybe they're not too sure if they're enemies yet. And I'll move you a little bit closer here. You are a Barbarian. I thought Barbarians just attack anything in sight. Oh, there we go. All right, so the Crescent Wraith has a lot of missiles. Okay. Does he have a lot of point defense? Because if we're going to be fighting him with missiles, we're going to hope that he doesn't have a lot of point defense. But there's been a new update to the game. And the update has actually adjusted the point defense. So the point defense is slower, but more accurate. So it is better at hitting individual missiles, but it is much worse at hitting big barrages and consistent barrages of missiles because it's not quite as fast to get those bullets out there. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the missiles in this in this episode. So I don't really know what to think right now. It seems like to me that the Crescent Wraith is really eating through the Beast. But let's speed it up. We'll go to 2x speed here. I really have a feeling that the Crescent Wraith is probably going to be the winner here. But if we look at it here, can we go into... Oh, wait, we're on the wrong one. Let's click on this thing. Let's go into this mode. Why aren't the ion beams aren't firing, but they seem like they're powered. Can I move him closer? Ah, there we go. Wow. He's doing even better now. Yeah, I really think the Crescent Wraith just takes the cake on this one. So we're gonna be fighting the Crescent Wraith with only missiles. I'm assuming I'm gonna lose because, as logic would dictate, a well-rounded ship with multiple approaches of attack would probably be better equipped to fight a very good ship like this than one with purely just one type of weapon fire. So the really big question here is, how are we going to build the ship? How are we going to distribute the missiles? I think like 1 reactor core per missile should be sufficient. I don't know. We'll have to experiment with that. But here we got the Crescent Wraith. How much damage did it do? 50,000 damage, and it is a $2.1 million ship, or whatever this currency is. 2.1 million units. So that's how much we have to build our missile ship. So let's just delete this for now. We're gonna open up the slate in this world. By the way, do you like the background I chose? I found a planet with a red background, and like the planet is kind of dark blackish gray, so I figured that would match the ScrapMan theme. All right, let's go into build mode here. We're gonna do a new ship. So what I'm trying to think of is, what do I need for every single missile launcher? What is the most efficient setup for the missile? How many crew do we need? How many ammo factories do we need? How much ammo storage should we have? What I'm thinking is I'm going to do is, that's 12,000 for one missile launcher. Let's go and see what the ammo stuff is like. 15,000. It costs more to make a missile factory than the missile launcher. I guess that makes sense. And 1,500 for missile storage. So I'm thinking 2 missile storages and a single missile factory per missile launcher. I don't know if that's a good method or not, but let's do that. Actually, you know what I should do in order, whoa, I didn't realize I could do that. That's kind of cool. In order to maximize my efficiency, I think I'm gonna put this stuff in a line like this. Because I want a lot of missiles, right? That means if I put I want to be able to put missiles right next to each other, just like this. I think, or should I have a layer of separation with armor? Because one of the things I could do is this, which would make the missiles a little bit more protected. And actually, I would have to have a hallway in this section here. That way we have access to the missiles. So then I don't know if, what is better to have closer to the missiles? Missile factories or missile storage? I feel like missile factories are better in the long run because it's a shorter distance between making the missile and bringing it there. Whereas missile storage is going to run out sooner, so it'll lose its efficiency over time. And we are going to want a sustained barrage. So I'm going to do actually missile factories closest, and then missile storage below that. All right, and the missile factories are going to have to face sideways like that so that we can maintain access from everything. All right, so now we need the crew and the power to handle this. All right, so we needed 30 crew just to run 2 missiles. 2 missile launchers. And then we're going to need power. How much power are we going to need? It says a single reactor core is enough to power these. So I think this is a complete unit that we can copy and paste. So let's just highlight this, copy, paste. So now we have 1 million to work with. So we're already at 200,000. So not 1 million, we have 2 million to work with, and we're already at 200,000. So we can only do this a few times. And we're still going to have to add some more other stuff in it as well, like thrusters. So we have to keep that in mind. So now I'm going to start adding it to the other side. The tough thing is actually like putting them on the sides now, because we can't really just do it like this, you know? We can't just have the missiles corner to corner because we have all this stuff behind them. So we have to do it kind of like this, which makes this whole area is going to be useless. All right, well, let's just do this anyway. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, we're at 1.2 million. We have a big space in here to put our thrusters, so that's good. I'm thinking nothing at the back because those missiles aren't even going to shoot at all. So maybe what I can do is actually widen out this section a little bit because these should still come around. There we go. Worst case scenario, I can just widen these even more. So now let's add the thrust in and see what we're going to be at. I don't think maneuverability is a huge deal, so we're just going to add a couple of large thrusters. We're just going to fill this area in with large thrust, and then we're going to have sideways thrust here, and then we're going to have sideways thrust here. And now we need to add some more armor. We're going to armor up this entire side, this side as well, and then the back. All right, we actually have not added that much as far as money goes with the thrust and all that. So let's go. Remember, the rule is missiles only. So I'm not going to be adding point defense. I'm not going to be adding shields. Only things we need to power missiles and get the ship to move and attack something. So I guess we just need to add more missiles. We'll add one to that side. We'll add one to that side. We'll add one to that side. Add one to that side. And I think we're almost there. We're at 1.9. So I actually need to move all of this. Here, let's make this so for now. Now let's go back into build mode. So, oh, it doesn't center us automatically? Okay, so we are actually at 2.137100. How much does the Cerberus cost? 2.126800. You know what? I'm gonna let it slide because that is super, super close. We are like 10,000 away. So I'm going to let that slide even though we're you know what put us overboard too? Was our adding the control room pretty much. Without the control room, then we would have been fine. So I'm just gonna use this as the ship. Let's see, can it move around? All right, it looks like it can move around okay. It can turn. Can it face, well, let's have it face upwards like that. All right. It seems to have some maneuverability. So now let's let's work our way up to the Cerberus. Let's see how it does. Let's just go for like a normal, like petty little ship and see just how this barrage of missiles is going to affect a small little ship, just for entertainment's sake. All right, let's have it fight this little thing. We'll put that thing over there. All right, so we're just gonna have an attack. Let's see what happens. It's going to attack now. It's moving in slowly. Oh. I feel a little bit bad. That thing didn't stand a chance. All right, let's go bigger. Let's go bigger. Let's, is that thing bigger? I don't even know if that thing's bigger. That thing seems bigger. I don't know. Does that seem bigger? This one seems bigger. All right, let's do this one. Oh no, there it goes. It's happening already. That does just seem a little bit unfair. Just a little bit unfair. What about the Hammerhead? The Hammerhead's a pretty big ship. Here we go. Let's try it against the Hammerhead. We're gonna have the Hammerhead face him here. Now, what is this thing on? He's on player 2. Hammerhead is player 1. So the Hammerhead should attack. We're gonna have the Hammerhead attack him because none of the other ships even got an opportunity to attack. All right, here we go. Let's see how the missiles do. The missiles are not attacking very well. Okay, here we go. Oh, we just gone through the head. He's got missiles at us. They're coming in the back. That's not good. All right, our missile barrage has slowed down a little bit, though, because after that first barrage... Oh. There's a flaw in the ship. And the flaw is chain reaction. I don't know why I didn't see it. Let's see if we can fix that. That's why we did the test runs before we went to the Cerberus. So this means we have to rework our design to isolate everything, which is going to mean we're going to have a lot less missiles because we're going to have to spend a lot more on armor and isolation. So what I might need to do now is isolate each missile from the actual other missiles. So I'm going to see if we can have a system of 2 missiles, because that will allow us to have room for these, right? Missile factory. Oh, I hate how the missile factory is odd, but the missiles are even. That makes it very hard to make things symmetrical here. In order to make this effective, we need these missiles to be able to be fed very efficiently. So we're going to have 2 hallways, so that way people don't have to run into each other. And these corridors are going to go into each set of missiles. And then this is going to be one system here. So then there's going to be a next set of 2 missiles that are isolated by armor. So if this missile system gets destroyed, it cannot chain reaction into the next missile system. And I'm going to make the armor go out a little bit more so there's less chance of some crossfire going into these missiles. Oh, wait, actually, you know what I can do now? I can actually isolate the missiles with armor like this. And that way, when I put the missile factory here, it's going to have access into this hallway as well as the missile storage like this. So we can put corridors continued right here and have a door for each one. Yeah, I think this can work. All right, so now we need crew and energy. So I'm going to create another buffer behind this thing because we can't have crew go into that direction anyway. And we're going to put a reactor core back here. So this reactor core is now isolated by armor as well. And this armor is going to continue down on the side here. Now we're going to have crew and crew. This is working out well. All right, so now we have more than enough crew to handle all this stuff. And you know what? I'm going to take into account thrust. We're going to add 1 thruster per section. Just a large thruster right there. Now the armor is going to continue down here. And I think this is it. This is our isolated system. So if I copy and paste this over and over and over, we should have everything we need when the ship is done other than a control room. So we got to do this almost 100,000. We got to do this up to 2 million, put our control room in, and I think we're all set. If these explode, they're not going to chain react down to here or to the sides. If these explode, well, these ones will chain react a little bit down to these crew quarters, but they shouldn't chain react to the reactor. So I think that's okay. I think we're going to be okay compared to our previous design. So let's see now how many missiles we can add in this thing. I'm going to copy this. This is actually really big. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have it. And I think it is pretty much exactly the right amount. Here, let's find out how much this thing costs. We'll let the control rooms become operational here. Look at this. 2,065,000. We've actually saved some money. And I think we are chain reaction proof. I hope we are chain reaction proof. At least each section should not chain reaction to another section. Maybe within themselves they might. So let's go back to the Hammerhead Shark. If we can beat the Hammerhead Shark, then we can work our way up to the Cerberus. All right, moment of truth, people. Is it gonna happen? Can we beat the Hammerhead Shark? Come on. The real true thing is going to be, can we see some of these get destroyed without them chain reacting into anything else? We're going to find out. We're at 1 times speed right now. Everything seems to be looking pretty good so far. We have gone way farther through this thing, way quicker. This thing is way more efficient. That made a huge difference. I'm actually really surprised at how big of a difference that made. I'm actually really curious now. Whoops, that was wrong. I didn't want to repair that. I wanted to repair mine. He did 18,000 damage. And it was mostly armor damage. You ready for this? I'm going to try something crazy here. All right, we're going to see if this thing can handle 2 hammerheads at the same time. If it can do this, then the Cerberus should be no problem, right? I don't know. I think the Cerberus might actually be better than 2 hammerheads. How much does a hammerhead cost? 1.1 million. I think a Cerberus is actually as much as 2 hammerheads. So if it can handle this, then maybe it can handle the Cerberus. All right, so we're going to have these guys both attack this guy, and this guy's just going to defend, I guess. We'll see what happens. Are you going to defend naturally? He's going to naturally defend. Shoot your missiles. There we go. Oh, they're all going after one. Now, the tough part about this is, you know, he's going to focus on one probably. Oh, he's going to split off into 2 of them. That's okay. Can we get through the head of this hammerhead quickly, though? All right, we got through the head of that one. I think we're doing okay. It looks like our chain reactions are being isolated. We've had a couple of missiles get destroyed. Things are going pretty well. We got some fires going through. Does armor prevent fires? It looks like the armor prevents fires from spreading, but we're doing pretty good. Except that our missiles are mostly gone. All right, let's have this guy focus over here now, because this one is pretty much done. Does he even have any weapons? He's got like 2 cannons that aren't firing at us. Oh, we got split in half, but you know what I've done? I've put a control room on this half, and I put a control room on this half for this occasion in particular. So now we should be able to have both of these halves attack over here. But we're not doing too well, to be honest. We have a few missiles left over here. We have a few missiles left over here. But they're 2 individual ships now, so maybe they can get the beat on them. Come on, get through there. Get through there. Get through there. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. We just got those reactor cores left. Those are gone. Do we have any reactor cores over here? Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and finish off this one just for good measure. Just for good measure. I'm really glad I put 2 reactor cores in there. All right, so we did it. Very, very barely, we've done it. But remember, that was 2 different ships, so our attention was divided. So the Cerberus might be possible. We're going to go straight to the Cerberus right now. And by Cerberus, I mean Crescent Wraith. I don't know why I kept saying Cerberus. It sounded right. I knew it was a C, something with a C. Okay, here we go. So now we have these 2 ships here. We are going to set them at each other. This is the moment of truth, people. This is what we've been building up the entire episode for. This, I think, is the most powerful built-in ship, at least according to what I've read. And this is my missiles only. Only 1 mode of attack, no modes of defense, just armor and missiles. All right, here we go. And it's official. The battle is now on. The ships are going at each other. Now, the Cerberus is going to divide me in half right away, but we're going to still be able to control each half because he has all those ion beams, unless our missiles can get right into those ion beams first, but he has shields. The shields are going to be the thing probably that destroys us, to be honest. We're not going to be able to get through those shields very well. Come on, get through there. Get through there. Man, oh! We just annihilated those ion beams right through the head. That was epic. All right, but now, I don't know how it's going to go. Now we have all of our missiles are out. We can't do that big barrage anymore, but we're actually hitting both sides of them still. We've gotten both wings off. This is amazing. This is going way better than expected. I am super surprised here. Here, let's aim more directed at... I mean, the missiles aren't really the most direct aiming thing, but we're just going to try to focus on the reactor cores here. Those reactor cores are done, and we just did it. We did it, people. This is cheaper. This ship is cheaper than the Crescent Wraith. I probably kept calling it Cerberus during that battle, didn't I? But this ship is cheaper than the Crescent Wraith, and it managed to beat the Crescent Wraith. Look, we were almost got divided right here. So I am thoroughly impressed. Can it handle 2 Crescent Wraiths? Let's find out. I gotta find out. 4 million, over 4 million worth of weaponry, and this is 2 million worth of weaponry. I think I'm done here. I think this is where it's gonna be pretty much a pretty one-sided battle, but I have to try. All right, both the Crescent Wraiths going to attack me at the same time. I don't really know what to tell this thing, to be honest. I don't know if it should target one. I don't know if it should target both of them at the same time. I'm tempted to just have it defend rather than attack. I don't know. You know, I'm just going to have it do its thing. Let's see what happens. All right. And here we go. Missiles are off. Looks like they're mostly going after the one. We got right through his head, but now we have limited missile capacity, and this guy has all of his ion beams and shields up there still intact. Oh, wait, no, we just got in. We just got in. I don't know if we took all of his ion beams out yet, but we're just about to. We are just about to now. So the Crescent Wraith's ion beams were virtually useless in this battle because the onslaught of missiles right off the bat just tears right through them. Uh-oh, we are getting divided in half. I think we are officially divided in half now. I think we're done. Yep, there's no way we're recovering from this. I see a couple of sets of missiles up here. The rest is just gone. So we found the limit. We found the limit of this design. But I was honestly impressed that it was able to beat the Crescent Wraith at all. Just one Crescent Wraith was impressive. I didn't expect that. I honestly expected it was going to die. So I think it did a good run. So this was a fun idea. This actually came from the Discord. Someone suggested a lot of missiles, and I decided to just take it one step further and go only missiles. So let me know, are there any other challenges you want me to do in creative mode? Any type of build challenges, any type of battle challenges? We can do fleet stuff. We could do, you know, just extreme things like this where you can only use one type of thing and see if you can beat a ship. I'd actually be kind of curious to see if only lasers, just the amount of pure volume of lasers, is that actually an effective method to use? So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Check the links in the description as well for other ways to interact with the channel, and especially if you want to join the Discord. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.